All right, everybody, welcome to Unscripted One-on-One. And today's Christmas Eve. And as you most of you know, I don't usually do a solo podcast. So it's always a little weird for me to not have a guest who really does all the speaking and I just get to ask questions. But I felt a message on my heart this morning with regard to Christmas and 2020 and everything that we've been through. So hopefully you'll bear with me as I share this message today. I want to start with a story that many of you have probably heard, and if not, it's a powerful story. And this is taken off of the internet. So I'm going to do some reading, but I want you all to hear the history of a pretty incredible moment that I think really applies to us here in 2020. So on a crisp and clear morning 100 years ago, thousands of British, Belgian, and French soldiers put down their rifles, stepped out of their trenches, and spent Christmas mingling with the German soldier enemies along the front lines. In the 100 years since, the event has been seen as a kind of miracle, a rare moment of peace, just a few months into a war that would eventually claim over 15 million lives. Some two-thirds of the troops, about 100,000 people, are believed to have participated in the legendary truce. Most accounts suggest that the truce began with a carol singing from the trenches on Christmas Eve. A beautiful moonlit night, frost on the ground, white almost everywhere, said Private Albert Morin of the 2nd Queen's Regiment. First, the German soldiers would sing one of their carols, and then we would sing one of ours. Until when we started up Silent Night, the Germans immediately joined in singing in the same hymn, Latin words. And I thought, well, this is really a most extraordinary thing. Two nations both singing the same carol in the middle of a war. The next morning, in some places, German soldiers emerged from their trenches, calling out, "Merry Christmas" in English. Allied soldiers came out wearily to greet them. In other words, Germans held up signs that read, "You no shoot, we no shoot." And over the course of the day, troops exchanged gifts, cigarettes, food, buttons, and hats. The Christmas truce also allowed both sides to finally bury their dead comrades, whose bodies had been laying for weeks in no man's land, the ground between the two opposing trenches. Though the Christmas truce may have been a one-off in the conflict, the fact that it remains so widely commemorated speaks to the fact that at its heart, it symbolizes a very human desire for peace, no matter how fleeting. As I said, I took that off the internet, and I know I've heard, many of you probably heard that story before. I know I have. It's a powerful story, but I think it's a story of where we're at in 2020. And maybe it's not a battlefield, in all respect to those that continue to fight for our freedoms. But we on social media take our shots. And I would think that most of us on social media see what we say to one another, how we react to one another, how we treat one another. Maybe it's not social media. Maybe it's your office. Maybe it's in your home. I don't know. But 2020 has been a challenge for everyone. And I guess I just felt like this morning, the message I wanted to share was, let's take this truce. Let's stand together. Let's put down our weapons. Let's not treat each other in the way that we have for, this year. We're frustrated. We're tired. We're weary. And many of us realize and hope, I think our hope lies in the fact that a weary world rejoices tonight. Tomorrow morning represents a day when hope came. And I believe hope is coming. And 2021 has a chance to be a very special year for us. But the great Garth Brooks penned a song on the same thought of the battle, and it was called Bellawood. His song goes like this. Oh, the snowflakes fell. Oh, the snowflakes fell in silence over Bellawood that night, for a Christmas truce had been declared by both sides of the fight. As we lay there in our trenches, the silence broken too by a German soldier singing a song that we all knew. Though I did not know the language, the song was Silent Night. And then I heard my buddy whisper, all is calm, all is bright. Then the fear and doubt surrounded me because I'd die if I was wrong. But I stood up in my trench and I began to sing along. Then across the frozen battlefield, another's voice joined in until one by one, each man became a singer of that hymn. Then I thought that I was dreaming, for right there in my sight stood a German soldier neath the falling flakes of white. And he raised his hand, he smiled at me, as if he seemed to say, here's hoping we both live to see us fight a better way. Then the devil's clock struck midnight and the skies lit up again, and the battlefield where heaven stood was once blown to hell again. But for just one fleeting moment, the answer seems so clear. Heaven's not beyond the clouds, it's just beyond the fear. No, heaven's not beyond the clouds, it's for us to find here. I heard that this morning and I thought, maybe this is a chance for us to pause. So anybody listening, watching this, take a minute, pause, put down your weapons, put down your social media, put down your fight, even if it's just for a day. And here's hoping we all live to find a better way, whether that's through social media, a pandemic, our work relationships, our family relationships. Here's hoping we all live to find a better way. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I want to thank you for supporting a vision that Unscripted has really happened so fast and quick, and we're running very fast and very quick, and I'm really excited about the year ahead. But let's not lose sight of the opportunity that we have today, tomorrow, with a new year, in the next few weeks, to just pause, hope to find a better way, care for one another, love each other. Merry Christmas to all of you. And again, thank you for supporting Unscripted.